quite optimistic expectations there for the South African economy when it comes to credit worthiness. Well, let's get a check on what's playing out. If there's confidence in the crypto market, and it's mostly green on the screen. So I guess confidence seems to be inching up right there in the market, even though we had some pullbacks, but quick recoveries. That's what we've seen in the crypto space, with XRP holding on to the $3.10 level, Bitcoin managing to plow back up after dropping to $97,000 last week, 2.71%. Even though we had that to hold there from the US Fed for their first rate setting meeting of 2025. Ethereum 2.68% up, and a couple of really green cryptocurrencies with the top 100 that we track. Let's look at sentiment in the market, how investors feeling. And yeah, still a greedy market at 70 points, looking at Fair Greed Index there from alternate.ai. So definitely investors are still bullish in the market. Let's look at the top cryptocurrencies that we track. We see, Bitcoin 2.71%. Cardano still not able to cross the $1 mark, but it's quite close, 3.23% up, with BNB, that's the token for the Binance cryptocurrency exchange, $677 up 1.14%. Let's bring in now Gilbert Jopata. He's a team lead at Smart Investors Lodge. Great to have you.
Yes, my pleasure. Greatest, Mr. Ladi.
Yeah, always great to have you, Gilbert. So yes, we had the first rate setting meeting in the US. That's the first one for 2025. Did it meet expectations? It was a hold. And I'm sure investors might be reading the tea leaves there. Was it a hawkish hold?
Okay, the decision of the Feds to leave rates unchanged came as expected, except for some retail investors who are used to, recently we started having more rate cuts. So maybe psychologically, they already got used to some rate cut. But then leaving rate unchanged was expected. And this follows with last month's decision of about 25 basis points, which happened in December. And they have also let us know that as they continue to go through the market, they need a delicate balance right now between supporting economic growth and also managing inflation, which is a little bit of a concern, but they are determined and they have still reiterated what they have been saying over the years, that they have to take inflation down to about 2%. So there was a little slight, sell-off yesterday from about 100 and 1,000, but then we're back today to over 105,000, and this shows the confidence that the market already has. There's already strength, confidence also coming back into the market.
President Donald Trump's tenure starting with a hold. That's for monetary policy rates. But looking at both of them, that's Jerome Powell and President Trump. Who do you think is going to be headache for who? At this point, because we're seeing President Donald Trump, asking for rates to come down.
Okay, Donald Trump actually, being a capitalist, the thing is that he understands the market, and allow me to say, probably more than even Powell could. He's there as a regulator. He's there more like a referee. But then imagine somebody who has played the capitalist game, to the kind of level Donald Trump has played. And when Donald Trump says that he's going to make the US the leader of crypto in the world, this man is also a capitalist. So he's not just going to position his country, he's also going to position himself. And that's why you could see with him coming with the meme coin, going about also with the Liberty Financial. I think I was seeing some data that shows that they are holding, they have upped their bag, with Ethereum being one of the major currency they have right there in their portfolio. And then, yes, we expected a little bit more from Donald Trump in his executive order. One thing we're expecting was an executive order for Bitcoin strategic reserve, but what we rather had was a stockpile. But then, similar to the strategic reserve, Senator Cynthia has proposed the Bitcoin Act. So this is a consideration being met, which means the US would not just hold hold Bitcoin, it will also come with other cryptocurrencies. And then we are looking at US-based cryptocurrency. So this is actually the beginning of a new era. I think more ETF will get approved. Recently, the SEC, I think some minutes ago, they gave more like a nod for a Litecoin ETF. We have an XRP ETF on the sideline, the Solana ETF on the sideline. And then I think that much more for the market, there is still much more movement or price increase the market still have for 2025. And then I don't think I'll be bold enough to shut the market even in 2026. But what will happen is I will stay on the sideline and watch. But I think that there's a lot more, advancement and price growth that the market have ahead.
Right. And speaking about the ETFs at this point, I know most of these traders love the meme coins. Maybe there might be a meme coin might make it to get an ETF. But let's look at Gary Gensler now. He's back in the news again, and Gemini CEO Tyler Winklevoss, he's saying that their platform will not hire, because Gary Gensler now is back with MIT. They're saying they will not hire anyone from MIT for rehiring Gary Gensler.
Okay, I saw that and I struggled not to laugh. So what I think is that the Gemini CEO is taking this a little bit personal, but then I think it's a little bit of culture war that is taking place. And culture war also have to do with much of the arguments that take place also on X. X is a major place you could use to give your arguments. Most persons even use memes, and the next thing is that funding is always very important as well, and influence for more of a culture war. So I think that's what is happening, Gemini, because him being a lecturer at MIT, he will also push his influence and his ideology on students who are there. So I think this is more of a culture war, but Gemini is taking it a little bit personal.
Right. I hope at some point the crypto community will let Gary Gensler breathe. Hopefully we'll see if he gets a break at this point. Well, thank you so much, Gilbert Jokpata. Always great having your perspective.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so that's how most of the markets we track are looking today. This final week, final trading week of January 2025. I'm sure investors are already positioning for February. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ladi Williams from the team right here at Channels HQ. It's bye for now.